Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we're going to be talking about bugs. And let me tell you, if you want to find bugs in Power BI, A, it's not that difficult. And B, the easiest way to do it, honestly, is to write a book about Power BI or read my book, Learn Power BI. Because in writing the third edition of Learn Power BI, I found like three or four bugs, and that sort of thing. So one of the ones that I found, and this one was actually in the October release, and they fixed it in the November release, so it's no longer an issue. Is that basically what was going on is that the theme was affecting the filters pane. So in this one, and it was this right here that was causing the problem. If you specified a foreground color, and if you specified white, then basically it turned all the text in the filters pane white. Um, so they fixed that. So that was one that I found because in the book, Learn Power BI, it has you apply a custom theme and that sort of thing. And so yeah, it was breaking the thing. So submitted that one. That one got fixed. This next one is not fixed as far as I know. They said it needs info. I'm like, look, this is the way it works. But in the past, and the book actually covers this as well. It's not quite as well known as the filters query string parameter, but essentially you could embed a report. You create a link to a report, right? And essentially you could have it so you could have a query string parameter that filtered it to a particular slicer option or something like that. But it also included this page name as part of the query string parameter, that you could actually have it in specify a report section. Okay. Um, and so yeah, so here's like for example, yeah, so it actually you could actually I'd have to show, yeah, there's page name equals report section and then the GUID. Okay, you can see it down there at the bottom of the screen. Of course, it's not going to. Anyway, it basically was this kind of format where it's page report section and then this big long GUID. And the GUID is when you're on a particular report page in Power BI. The GUID is part of the page GUID is part of the URL. So you'd copy that and you could create this report page name, query string parameter, and blah blah blah. And then you could actually have a link that went to a specific page of a report. It no longer works. Used to work because it was in the book. And so had to take that out of the book because it's no longer working. And it's probably not a really big, heavily used feature, but it was still a pretty cool feature. So we'll see if that ever gets fixed. I don't know what else, what more information they need. This one was kind of interesting because it seems like it was broken in the October release, but then again, it seems like I can't replicate it in the November release. So basically, what would happen is if you would take a column chart and you would right click and and hit summarize, then and then custom, it would create your narrative of summarizing that visual. But if you selected the column chart and then you selected the narrative visual, it displayed this error right here. It says we don't support summarization for any of the selected visuals, which is like, you just did it. So that was kind of weird, but I can't replicate that any longer in the November release. So I guess even though they say investigating, maybe the developer was like, "Oops," and fixed it. And so now it's no longer a problem. But again, that's also something that's in the Learn Power BI is basically taking a visual and then creating a narrative about it. And then this one is just really bizarre. So basically, let me show you this one. I can actually show you this one. We'll use this one. So this is my Power BI Pro price change analysis, right? That I published to the data stories gallery, which has a bunch of different ways of, summarizing the fact that there's a 40%, they jacked up the price 40%. But essentially, if you go into this pie chart right here and you go to format, go to general properties, right? So I have a 200 height and I have a width. So if I type in like 400 here, value must be less than or equal to 302. What? Like, where is that even coming from? And it does weird stuff to the visual in that. So yeah, so it's really kind of a bizarre thing. And obviously it's not true, right? Because I can take this visual and I can make it wider, right? And now it's 404. But now if I type in 500, right, it doesn't even give me a warning, or the whole thing just goes away. It doesn't even give me the error or anything. It's just a really weird. I'm sure probably there's not that too many people that actually maybe resize things using them that way, but it's a nice, really nice, precise way of doing it. That again is in the book. Um, but yeah, and it's not just the pie chart visual. It's also, I think it's the waterfall chart as well. Like, no, that one worked just fine. So it's just really it's weird. It's intermittent. I don't understand it. Um, yeah, but now it's not giving me the warning. It's just it's like how do these bugs get missed, right? And is it I don't know. I thought there was another visual type that did the same thing, but I can't seem to find it right now. But yeah, just weird stuff, man. So anyway, if you want if you want to find bugs in Power BI, it's not that hard. And I've found that writing a book is a really good way to do it. So that's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.